phase of building improvements aimed at safety. And we'll meet a pair of Joplin sisters heading to Europe for an international dancing competition. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, Joplin schools unveil proposed safety upgrades for elementary campuses. Plus, proposed restrictions could have an impact on Missouri's hemp industry. And local artists get down to business during a symposium at Missouri Southern.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin School District approves plans for the next phase of building improvements, and they're focused on safety. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Phase 1 of the improvements addressed upgrades to educational spaces considered to be high priority. Well, now the district's long-range planning committee is unveiling Phase 2 of the project. It includes upgrades to safety and security at a number of Joplin elementary schools. It would be paid for by $10 million in district reserve funds, as well as a bond issue that would maintain the current tax rate.
If you've ever been to any of our smaller schools and seen pickup or drop off, you'll see cars wrapped around the buildings and backing up traffic and cars parked in streets. And so it's not an ideal setup for families when they're picking up and dropping off their students. So we like to, as much as we can, create secure drop-off and pickup areas to where we're actually getting cars off the street.
If the bonds pass, the school district hopes to have the work finished by the summer of 2028. A Northern Lights display lit up the sky last night, a stunning sight for those who got to see it. These are images sent to us by viewers right here in the four states. The technical term for this is an aurora, and it occurs as a result of a coronal mass injection, which is a particle-charged blast of solar material that serves as a magnetic field in space. 2 CMEs were detected last night.
Aurora spins up when these charged particles get into our outer atmosphere and interact with Earth's own molecules that exist up there. And that releases energy and light. And that's what we see as the aurora. And that all came together very well last night. And once again, we're expecting a third CME that now has arrived. And we're starting to watch it to see if it could potentially get as intense as last night.
Now, if you missed last night's display, you could try again right now. You might or might not have some success depending on exactly where you are. NOAA says a third CME has reached us, but it is weaker, so you'll have to open your camera exposure. NOAA will continue to provide updates on its website, including another possible CME event tomorrow night. Right now, let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures today reached the low 70s. We hit about 73 degrees. Now average is 60, so we're nearly 15 degrees warmer than average. Our low is right on par with it, but our record was only 81. And we have the chance to at least match a record later into the week, Saturday, with temperatures reaching the upper 70s. So we're going to hold on to that for the rest of the night. Tonight, though, clear skies remain all night long until early Thursday morning. Then we start to see some increasing clouds. Overall, pretty nice, mild night. And we finally get a chance to see another potential geomagnetic storm. We saw one last night that resulted in those northern lights. If you got a chance to see it last night, it was awesome. But if you get another chance later on this evening until about 1 a.m., but I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. After 43 days, the longest shutdown in U.S. government history is officially over. The House voted this evening to pass a continuing resolution funding bill, which will reopen the government. President Trump signed it just less than an hour ago. Several House members expressed concern and fought against a provision of today's bill that would prohibit the sale of certain hemp products. Emma McDarris spoke with one Missouri congressman and CBD store owners about the impact it'll have on their businesses.
Members on both sides of the aisle have issues with some of the language in a provision around hemp. The provision would eliminate the loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill, which defined hemp as excluded from the federal definition of marijuana and legalize the farming and selling of hemp. The main argument for the provision is to stop bad actors from selling unsafe THC products.
The 2018 Farm Bill that allowed hemp to open up, which actually at one time in the 1800s was the largest cash crop in Missouri. There are people who are doing it the right way. Unfortunately, bad actors got involved in this process and kind of ruined it for just about everyone.
If passed, it would prohibit the selling of hemp products with more than 0.4 milligrams of THC.
I will vote for it. I have some very good friends who are hemp growers in our district in Cass County, and they're doing things with it like making building materials and rope and other clothing accessories. This will not affect them.
However, owners of CBD stores like Brian Oliver in Springfield say this would hurt business.
Oh, we're done. We'll close up shop for sure.
Oliver says he and other owners in the state oppose the prohibition and are encouraging regulation instead.
So we have lab work on all of our product. We're not required in this industry, and that's what we've been fighting for 3 years in Missouri, is regulation. Common sense regulation. We've been 21 plus since we opened. It's, we can sell to 18 plus. We choose not to.
Missouri dispensaries sold more than $1.46 billion in cannabis in 2024. Dispensaries also generated more than $78 million in taxes for the Show Me State. MSSU discussed the business of art today as the school held the Nanette Philibert Business of Art Symposium. The event brought together artists, entrepreneurs, and business leaders to share insights into the business side of creative careers. The symposium aimed to help local artists turn their passion into a profession, with discussions on marketing, networking, and sustainability in the arts. Double the donations, double the community impact. Coming up, it's Match Week in Southeast Kansas for several nonprofits. But up first, bonded by family and a love of dance, two Joplin sisters get ready to take their skills to an international competition. Some of the most successful competitive dancers in the entire country live in Joplin. KOAM sports reporter Ben McLeish has the story of the Putnick sisters.
Inside Ovation Studios in Carthage, you'll find two sisters who move like mirrors of one another. They spend hours each day in this room, sharpening every step, every turn, driven by something more than just talent.
I started dancing when I was 3 years old. Honestly, my mom just signed me up. She said, "Oh, your friend's taking dance, and I think this would be something fun for you to do."
But that simple sign-up turned into something extraordinary. Today, 15-year-old Yesvi and 11-year-old Arika Putnick are among the most successful competitive dancers in the region, winning titles across the country and representing the United States on the international stage.
When I got wrapped with the United States flag at the Continental Cup, it was such a great feeling.
And their success is no accident. Behind every performance are long nights, late homework, and a lot of sacrifice.
The next day, sometimes I've woken up at like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. I think the earliest I've woken up to do some schoolwork is like 3 a.m. and then gone to school the next day and done it all over again.
Even at that pace, they rarely take a break.
Instead of sitting down or instead of taking that break, we push through the pain.
And it shows.
They are some of the hardest working dancers that I've ever had the privilege of working with.
In the studio, they're dedicated athletes. On stage, they're storytellers.
You're required to have all the athleticism of any athlete, and in many cases more. On top of that, also have to have artistry and be able to have emotion and connection with an audience and be able to perform on stage and just really bring that dynamic to life.
And for these two, the connection runs deeper than any choreography.
We've done a duet for 5 years now, and every time we've always just connected really well on stage. Honestly, we fight a lot. We have that siblings arguments and stuff, but that makes us grow stronger on stage.
We never knock.
Sibling rivalry? Sure, but also a partnership built on trust, talent, and love.
Yes, we are sisters, we fight, but when you see that like each other has different strengths and you can help each other with that, it's always so helpful to have someone older than me who I can really rely on and tell her everything.
And through every performance, trophy, and late night at the studio, the Putnick sisters continue to prove that hard work and heart go hand in hand.
I would rather go on to a dance competition and be someone else's biggest motivator than win a national champion title, whatever. There's a million dancers in the world, and to know that someone watches me dance and to know someone cares, even one singular person, that means the world to me.
From the floor of Ovation Studios to stages around the country, they dance not just to compete, but to inspire. Ben McLeish, KOAM Sports.
Wow, the sisters' incredible journey is far from over. Later this month, they're going to join Team USA in Italy and Belgium for the IDO World Championships. We wish them well. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast, and a little bit later, Allen Community College hosts a historic night with a new Ken Burns documentary.
We had a nice warming trend this week. Yesterday, we were in the mid 60s. Today, we got into the low 70s. We're going to see temperatures continue to warm up for the rest of the week. So similar to today, we're going to have temperatures continuing to warm up 5 to 10 degrees every day. Then by Saturday, we could reach record temperatures, record highs. Now for the rest of the evening tonight, pretty clear skies. You can say taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Also might see a chance of catching the northern lights again tonight. We have mostly clear skies through the rest of the evening. So as we continue into just by midnight, we do see some clouds starting to move into Kansas City area, though we're still clear. Now the window to see the northern lights are until about 1 a.m. But we really are seeing these clouds holding off until early Thursday morning. So by 6 a.m. we get a lot of clouds, upper level clouds, which means we'll start the day a little with overcast skies. Now, like I said, we will have a pretty strong geomagnetic storm again this evening, similar to last night. So if you got a chance to get outside and see those lights, you might get another chance tonight. Now, best viewing is until about 1 a.m. So I'd advise going to take a look now as we continue through the rest of the night. Now, by Friday, we're just going back to business as usual. Warm temperatures well above average for this time in November. Then hitting into Monday is our next chance of rain. We have this little short wave right there. Could bring a couple of isolated showers there Monday evening. This is going to be pretty late Monday evening into early Tuesday morning, with our greatest chance of widespread rain holding off until Wednesday. So we're about 2 a.m. on Wednesday. We've got a pretty deep low pressure system that's going to drive eastward, bringing us rain chances. So scattered showers on Wednesday, potential thunderstorms on Thursday, but the rain holds out all the way through Friday before moving out towards our east. Now that's just our first low pressure system that will drop temperatures down back into the 50s, but this second low that'll be moving in by the weekend and into the following week really going to bring those temperatures further down, similar to what we saw last weekend, reinforcing that cold air, bringing us back down to average. So until then, if you really like the warm temperatures, 75 on Friday, 77 on Saturday, plus pretty windy with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. A little cooler there on Sunday following a dry cold front down to the upper 60s. And then Monday, we're back into the 70s with some more rain chances, those evening showers. Cooler Tuesday, but back into the 60s for the remainder of the week.
Lindsay, thanks. Match Week is underway for nonprofit organizations in Southeast Kansas. The Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas is matching donations to participating nonprofits to keep them thriving in the community. The nonprofits involved range from cancer support services to educational foundations and other endowment funds.
We just want to grow those funds right now. I know some people are having to use the funds and take them out, but we are not doing that. We want to grow our funds to secure the future of all of these facilities.
According to foundation officials, $2 million in matching donations have helped area nonprofits in the last 10 years. Still ahead, the Carthage boys swim team receives a special send-off as they head to the state championships. Those details next. Plus, it's National Signing Day, with athletes solidifying their commitments at the next level. Sports Director Ryan Blank has those stories and more coming up in sports.
It is National Signing Day with athletes across the 4-state region putting pen to paper, solidifying their futures at the collegiate level. Let's break down some of the signings from across the area. Starting at Macaulay Catholic High School, Case Richards signed his letter of intent to Lincoln University in Jefferson City, where he will play baseball. Talking with the Warriors star, he said all those late nights wondering if college baseball was even a possibility, those nights were worth it to get to this point.
It definitely seemed like a good fit. It felt less like a team, more like a family. Very nice place, very good coaching. They seemed like they cared. They seemed like they were more interested in me as a person than what I could do on the field. The test of character and not ability was definitely appealing. Knowing that I'm going to be able to go on and keep playing, doing what I love, it's the best.
Staying in Joplin with the Eagles, who had 7 athletes ink their names on Wednesday, including 4 softball players. Kaylin Bobsky is heading to Coffeyville Community College. Lily Glover is also going the community college route with Labette County Community College. Gracie Williamson, she's joining Fort Scott Community College. And Ava Wolf is staying home, donning the green and gold at Missouri Southern. Other signings include Brecken Green, who's headed to Pitt State for baseball, Ava Benedict, who's playing golf at Crowder College, and Ava Dahl is joining the cross country and track teams at Missouri State.
Probably 10 to 15 family members that have gone there. My grandpa, he played basketball and baseball there. My mom went there. All my siblings have. So I've always been around the campus and always cheered them on. So it just feels really cool being able to live out that dream and just kind of be a player that I used to root on.
Missouri Southern was always so close to home. I mean, I grew up watching MSSU softball, and so growing up when I was little, I always dreamed of being on the field and playing with, the bigger, older girls. And so it's such a surreal moment getting that offer, and it just felt like the right place.
In Carl Junction, 5 Bulldogs made their commitments official. Marissa Newman has joined the cross-country and track teams at MSSU. Lorelei Fawcett is heading to the University of Alaska Anchorage for gymnastics. Deacon Endicott is playing baseball at Pitt State. Aiden Spencer also playing baseball, going to Neosho Community College. And Braden Larry will also be playing college baseball, heading to Allen Community College.
I chose Allen County for the coaching staff. I really like what they're doing there with the new program. They got 2 new coaches that came in, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the program.
I chose Missouri Southern because it's just kind of always where I wanted to go. As soon as I knew I wanted to run cross country in college, I was like, Southern. Just kind of my first choice.
I want to do gymnastics, and they had the program, and then I also want to go into aviation and be a pilot, so they also had that program. And the coach is a pilot, so it just worked out.
In Neosho, 4 Wildcats made their commitments to collegiate athletics, including a trio of softball players. Autumn Kennard, she's taking her talents to the University of Tulsa. Addie Hart is headed to Labette Community College. Ashlyn Stevens also going that community college route to Fort Scott Community College. Then on the baseball diamond, Brody Crane will be playing D1 ball at the University of Arkansas.
The University of Arkansas has always been my dream school, probably since I was about 10 years old when I was first starting to play travel baseball. Their facilities are amazing, the coaches are great people. Just the community is so involved, and overall it's just an amazing place to be.
I chose the University of Tulsa because the coaches really are great. The atmosphere at the college is awesome. It's pretty close to home. That was a big thing for me, and I'm really excited.
The boys swimming and diving championships are this week in St. Peter's, and the Carthage Tigers are heading back to the big stage, receiving a special send-off on Wednesday. Before the team could hit the road, students and faculty lined the hallways to wish the Tigers luck and celebrate their success so far this year. Carthage is coming off their 4th consecutive Central Ozark Conference championship and look to cap off their season with some hardware.
This year has been kind of a big one. I've set a couple records, and it's just the last time that I swim for the high school. So the goal for the team is to try and make it to finals in our relays, and the goal is to make finals for myself. It's their first time going, so I want to give them a good time to be there and just let them have fun.
The Class 1 prelims get underway on Thursday with the finals taking place on Friday. The Pitt State men and women's cross-country teams are getting ready for the Division II National Championships on November 22nd. But on Wednesday, the Gorillas saw 8 athletes recognized for their performances this season. On the men's team, it's Dylan Sprecher, Nathan Heinrichs, and Tyler Atkins receiving all-region and first-team all-MIAA conference honors. Travis Sickles also received all-region recognition and was named an all-conference honorable mention. 4 Gorillas women's stars also received honors. Paige Mullen, Lorna Ray Pierce, and Hannah Gibson were named to the MIAA Conference First Team on top of all-region recognition. Casey Singer was also named to the All-Conference Honorable Mention as well. seems like every week some more Pitt State athletes keep getting recognized. It's great to see, but it was very exciting to see a lot of athletes today put pen to paper and announce their commitments and the excitement that they had.
Exciting for the fans, exciting for those athletes, for their families, and for the schools that are getting those athletes.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
Warm temperatures continue for the rest of the work week. We're going to be 73 on Thursday, 75 on Friday, and 77 on Saturday. Plus, winds start to pick up Friday and Saturday ahead of a cold front, dry cold front that'll bring temperatures back down into the 60s on Sunday.
History came alive tonight in Iola, Kansas, as Allen Community College hosted a special preview screening of Ken Burns' upcoming documentary, The American Revolution. The event drew dozens of community members for an exclusive look at the acclaimed filmmaker's latest work, followed by a panel discussion with Kansas historians. Tonight's screening represents part of a statewide effort by the Kansas 250 Commission as our nation approaches its 250th anniversary.
Ken Burns has been working on this documentary, I think, close to 10 years or somewhere in that neighborhood. So people have been very excited to see it come out. It was time for America's semi-sesquicentennial, our 250th birthday. And we said, hey, how can we get involved in that?
The full documentary series premieres this Sunday on PBS. If you've never seen a Ken Burns documentary, you absolutely should do yourself a favor and check them out. They're all excellent. Final sports note.
Yes, after the bye week, the Chiefs back in action on Sunday in a big pivotal matchup for the division in Denver against the Broncos.
Yeah, a lot hinges on this. If the Chiefs are going to get the AFC West crown, they almost have to sweep Denver for starters.
Yeah, and now they got to get some wins if they want to even secure their spot for sure in the playoffs.
That's right. They're out on the outside looking in at the moment.
Yes, they are.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.